also known as Sanjay Bhai of PNG. He's the Bhai in the nicest possible way. He's probably the Munna Bhai of PNG, Brisbane and Mumbai. He's really famous for being too helpful and too kind to anyone and everyone.
Sanjay Bhai, welcome to Candid View at Lux Lounge.
Oh, we are very much privileged to be here.
And I am very privileged that you are my first face-to-face interview guest.
Oh.
And if you didn't realize, I'll tell you that you are on the Raksha Bandhan special because you are the Bhai of PNG.
Oh.
In a very good sense.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I hope so.
In a very good
Yeah.
sense. You are the most loved Bhai of PNG.
Yeah.
So I want to introduce you to my friends who are watching us. You are actually PNG, Mumbai, Brisbane famous, but many of my friends might not know you. So
Even I was not aware of it.
But I want you to tell a few words about yourself to our friends.
I come from Mumbai, from a very, what you call, a low middle class family. Years back, born in 1964. I lost both my parents, but they are the one who has taught me everything, what I am today. So I would like to pay my respects to them for what I am today, for the business which I do or the work I do and contribute to the society. We have a business in Papua New Guinea, which has been doing pretty well, and thanks to all the staff and the management and friends who have always been very supportive.
Congratulations for all your achievements until now, because we know that you have achieved a lot and we'll talk about it a little more later. But first I want you to become very informal now, and we will just divide your life into three parts. First is your childhood, then is your youth, and then is your ever continuing youth. So in your childhood, I want to ask you about one incident which says that you did something which nobody would ever imagine to do in that age. Can you please tell us what was that?
Yeah, if it was in this age or this time, in the social media time, people would have said that I ran away with my neighbor's daughter. But actually, I got lost. We got lost. We were only 7-8 years old, and we just wandered around to buy some sweets or lollies, and we got lost for about 3 hours.
Okay.
We were just sitting at one place. Later on we found, and then there was search party looking for us, but we knew one particular shop which belonged to one of our society members, so we just sat there, which was the, like, you can say, my presence of mind or whatever at that young age. So we were discovered and found, so everything was in.
You set the trend long ago actually. But you did a very different thing at that time. So what was your parents' reaction once they found you?
You don't want to know what my father did to me, but the first thing I get is a nice tight slap that you never wander around.
Sorry about that. So let's move on to your youth, and how does the number 555 sound to you?
Okay, 555. Okay, 555 means, you all know, it's the cigarette brand, popular and famous in India also. When I went to my first year of college, that was the number which I got, 555. And then it became quite famous because I used to love to watch movies, Bollywood movies.
Okay.
So I would never be in the class or never be in the lecture room on Fridays, because I'll be gone to see Friday first show, whether it's Amitabh Bachchan or Dharmendra or Jitendra or whoever it is. But that was my, we can call it first love. We call it bunking, during that time.
Yeah, bunking college. That is a fair thing which you have to do.
Yeah.
So now let's move on to your youth, or I would say ever continuing youth after that, when you came into PNG.
PNG, I have to thank all my best friends, that who keep me always lively. They always make sure the party is very lively, And one thing which I love to do is dance once the music is on. And that keeps me really youthful and energetic. And probably it also has me to dance with all the age groups, in Papua New Guinea.
So tell us, how did PNG happen for you?
PNG, it is my fate or luck or whatever. I had just graduated from the university, and then I had done my CA. 1987, passed with a rank, but didn't have much professional experience, so I didn't want to go into practice. And my brother had also qualified at that time, and he was going to do his practice. So I said, okay, I'll take up a job. And my father had just retired that time, so one of us had to probably take up a job, because when you do practice, people don't pay you during those times.
Okay.
They pay you only after the next job comes up.
Correct. Okay.
But yeah, then I should thank a couple of people, Dilip, Modi, Prakash, who were instrumental of me to get into Papua New Guinea. Because Arvind was my friend, he got a message from Dilip Modi saying that they are looking out for a chartered accountant in Papua New Guinea. So I went up to Papua New Guinea.
Awesome.
And Prakash was the one who shortlisted me. So
there's
I
no
ended up
looking
in
back
Papua
after
New
that.
Oh yes.
What was the one thing which made you make the move from being a chartered accountant to an entrepreneur?
Okay, I can say that Papua New Guinea has been, a blessing to me, because when I came to work in Papua New Guinea, I was not recruited as an accountant, but I was recruited as a general manager.
Okay.
And I should thank Pacific Industry, my first boss in Papua New Guinea, that he made me do everything. But even that was not enough for me, so I decided to leave after 9 months, and I went and worked in another company in Kimby. Again, a remote place. Again, it helped me to really learn things. I was given an opportunity by Pacific Foam to come to Port Moresby and start their branch.
Okay.
So, which was the first move where I was given an opportunity to do something from from the base or up, and that gave me a lot of experience. 1997, I don't know, something just triggered in me that now enough for the job, and let me try something.
Wonderful.
Opportunity
So
and
basically that Pacific Foam job where you built the thing by yourself gave you that confidence that you could do
yes.
it. So, and that made you come up with Supreme
Come up.
Industries.
Supreme Industries came up, and then most of things which have followed with that.
Correct. You've done such a great job, and you've given jobs to so many other people from India, as you know, from your known people in the state and everywhere, which has helped so many families. So
I feel that I was given an opportunity, so I should pass it on to people who who need that
Correct.
Opportunity.
That's true. We move on to your your social activities where you do the community service. We know that you are currently the Rotary president in Papua New Guinea. Rotary Boroko, is it?
Boroko,
Yeah.
exactly.
So how did you get into Rotary, and how did you start doing the Rotary work and finally ending up getting the Queen's Medal, isn't it?
I should thank first thing when I moved to Port Moresby is the Indian Association.
Yeah.
I think they roped me into doing things,
Community
for the
service.
community service.
Right.
And that way I came in association with Dr. Nitin Verma. And one day he said, hey, you do so much work with the Indian Association. Why don't you come and join Rotary? And I didn't know much about Rotary. I knew that Rotary wheel when I was in school and all, but
Correct.
never had much interaction with
normally
Rotarians.
see that, yeah.
So he said, you come along, and he introduced me to Rotary. That was in 1995. Until that, I have not looked back. And 2019, I have been appointed as the president of the Rotary Club. And Rotary is one thing is about just giving, nothing out of there is expectation. You want to do something for the community.
And seems like you are the most popular Rotary president because you're continuing for another year as well now.
This COVID-19 has put me, we didn't have a changeover, so I'm still continuing as the president. Yeah, till the date we have a.
Correct. So which was the highlight of the Rotary work that you have ever done in all these years?
The one highlighting thing which we do is, which I keep on doing it, because being in business comes very easy for us, is a lot of things which are donated out of Australia and other countries,
Yeah.
which are very useful in like rural areas in Papua New Guinea. So I am associated with most of the clubs in Australia who want to send things up to Papua New Guinea. And to make that logistics very simple and easy, it gives me a lot of pleasure to keep on assisting all the rural people.
So you create that pathway where they can send it smoothly.
Smoothly, yes.
So that is very, very important because then they can send
Yeah.
it.
Then distribution is very important. Like you make sure that people who are in most needs get
In
those
most
things.
needs.
Rotary, it doesn't get that much publicity or something in most areas, but we are not there for publicity. We are an NGO which works on a least minimum cost. There's hardly any cost to the club. It is all contributed efforts, like funding, everything is either waste and used only for the benefit of the society.
And tell us more about the Queen's Medal.
I don't know, with my work with Indian Association, Children's Foundation, Rotary, I was recognized with the MBE award from the Queens in 2009.
Which is no normal thing for anybody to get, let me tell you guys. Yeah.
Because it was also a surprise for me. In that year's June publication, when the awards are announced, a very surprising name there.
So, did you have a big celebration to celebrate that?
I think we always celebrate anything in Papua New Guinea.
Yeah. So now, as you introduced yourself, our viewers already know that you are the new age Shravan Kumar, because even for anything you do, you have to. You always think of your parents, and you have always taken, which everybody has to do, but you have set a good trend, I would say, for the next generation.
I was blessed that my father had retired and my mother had weak eye condition, so they decided to come and stay with us in Papua New Guinea. And initially they said we'll just try it out, and then they came and stayed with us, and we were blessed to have them all the time around us.
Yeah. Tell us one memorable incident with your mom and dad. Anything, it can be from childhood when you got beatings as well. That also can be an incident.
No, incident is always like, of course, my father was always at work, so I was always the one who used to get into trouble, but my mother would always support me.
Okay.
Any neighbors, anything. But the incident which I would like to is that after they moved to Papua New Guinea, and first time as a family, we had gone to, I think, Indonesia,
Okay.
Yogyakarta, and that's the first trip where I could take my time.
Okay.
So it's very memorable that I could do that.
I know.
My mother's eyesight, after that, I think she lost it. In '95, she lost the eyesight. So that was the last thing.
They would have had a wonderful time with you also.
Thanks
so
to
nice.
my wife that Uri was there with
Always
me.
your
And
support. Your Dada was always very strict with you, right? Yeah. So now you tell us an incident where you got into trouble with him.
there is not one incident, but I get always into trouble. But one thing he would make me do is never allow me to study in the night.
Okay.
Somebody's place to study or whatever, he'll first say no.
Okay.
But he's also, like, I've got his qualities, that very stubborn at the first time.
Okay.
But
Then flexible.
he's soft inside. So
Okay.
then he will say, okay, you go, but make sure you don't stay too late,
Okay.
because it's not going to help you.
Yeah.
Get up in the morning, early morning is the best time to study. And
So that's how you got this habit
Yeah.
of being an early riser.
yes.
Okay, which is a
And,
very good one.
Yeah. So if I am studying in the evening and he comes from office, and if he is not in a good mood, one thing he will tell me, put it down, and if I don't, a couple of slaps, and that's it. And he said, go to sleep now.
Oh, so tell me, Sajaba, how do you keep yourself relevant with all the age groups? Because I've seen that you can mix around with any older people, you can mix around with young kids as well, and you can mix around with everyone.
Again, this is again a Papua New Guinea quality, because you mix around with all age groups.
Correct.
When we meet, there is everybody from the age group of 6-7 years old, whom you can just sit and talk to them, and sometimes you are giving advices to them, which is not correct. But
No, it is needed. They
Yeah.
don't like it, but we have to give the advice. So.
yeah. And then the new generation, of course, with the technology and the radios and everything, you listen to the music, which is
Yes.
which keeps everybody happy,
I
so
know.
then they can relate to it.
So
that,
they
okay,
want to come in your car.
yeah. Our own age group, it is always, we have been very lively. We call it
Yeah.
our Pom Party Gang, which
Yes.
is very, very, like,
True.
always lively and always
Yes.
connected with everybody. And people with older generation, because of my parents, I guess so, and they also relate to me, and I find it easy to talk to them.
Yeah.
Always.
And you have another side of you which probably many of our friends know and many don't know, that the spiritual side. Spiritually connected, like even with in Brisbane, you do a lot of spiritual activities.
Yeah, I work with our Jain son, which is again, it helps to sometimes contribute and as well as for your own benefit. You learn from a lot of people. You learn a lot of things, maybe which you might not be doing. So after coming to Brisbane, probably I've been spending a little bit more time, and this COVID-19 has given me more time
I know.
to really sometimes sit and think and do a little bit of meditation. And
You are already very spiritual, so this has made you a little more spiritual.
no, we are not that spiritual.
Spiritual in every sense, I meant to say, not only the one spiritual.
Oh, yes.
But the other spiritual.
Oh,
also.
yeah. So we are at the two extremes of the spirituality.
Spirituality, yeah. Tell me one personality of yours or a quality of yours which always gets you into trouble. Personality trait, you can say.
I think my advising qualities, I think so.
So
You can
you're
check with my wife, babe.
sharing of advice, you mean to say.
Yeah.
And the quality which will get you out of trouble?
Sometimes my cooking.
Oh yes.
Abilities.
So you give the advice and then you give the food to them, that gets you out of the trouble. Yes, your master chef qualities. If you have to time travel to some age, which age would you time travel to? That is your age, I would say.
I would go back to the age of like 30.
Okay, and why is that?
30 is when I think you are mature enough to take risk, as well as you want to have fun, because you're settled in the life. Because if you go back to like age of 13, 14, when you have to study. Okay?
Actually,
22, 23, you are just graduated and people expect you to work and do it. So this is when you have done all those things, and then you're just getting into your
Correct.
career, and you are going to enjoy the life.
Yeah.
So I feel that 30 to 40 is the best time where
I
you
agree
can.
with you. Actually, after you said it, seems like a very valid point. You're known as a party animal, because if you are in the dance floor, you are just lighting up the dance floor. So tell us one party which you just went crazy and you enjoyed the party the most. Any memorable one?
In Papua New Guinea we have party every week, so you can't just.
Tell us
put
one.
a-
It's
It's like Sachin Tendulkar having 50 centuries, but then he cannot say which one was better.
Correct. I agree with you,
Because-
but just one.
Then I can say, even my 50th birthday party myself, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed myself, because
You were
self.
celebrating yourself. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess we had really, thanks to all my friends who really made sure that
We had a great time. Yeah.
and all the people who had attended, including my Rotary friends and everything, they still, after 6 years later also, they still mention that was one party they can
See,
never erase from their memory.
True. We all went crazy in that year because we had 2 people turning 50 and we went, we had a great time. So you also travel a lot. We've all been on holidays. There's a lot of holidays. Even one holiday goof up, I want to know.
Goof up is like, sometimes this is what, when you look at the airline ticket and it's written like 3 p.m.
Okay.
or it's written 13.5 p.m. So
Yeah.
sometimes your mind plays on you, and like you say, okay, 13 becomes 3 p.m.
Okay.
So there we were, all of us, the whole family in Trivandrum, enjoying at the Taj, resort, and we were on the beach.
Okay.
And I don't know, something triggered that time to get something from the room. So I went back to the room and I was looking at the ticket again,
Okay.
and it says 13.05 p.m.
Oh my God.
It
And
was
what time
11.
was it?
It was 11 a.m. already,
Okay.
and we had only like 1.5 hours to get to the
Airport.
airport,
Okay.
and it was almost like 1 hour drive.
Oh my God.
So, and people were still enjoying at the beach.
And it would have been hard to get them out of the beach.
So I quickly changed. I ran, got them back, but that we made it to the airport, but the flight was closed.
Okay. So after that, I'm sure you'll all double check your tickets.
So now we still double check, but it still happens at times, because it's like 24th or 25th, because I'm traveling to PNG. I tell Urvi I'm going on the 25th, and then it turns out that it's 24th which I'm traveling.
Okay. So have you missed a flight like that?
Not missed the flight up to now,
Okay.
but it
Gotcha.
happened to Urvi.
Okay.
One time I told her that your flight is tomorrow, and
And then we don't
And-
want to hear what happened after that. It's
No, no.
okay. And then, okay, so now you tell me, Sanjana, is there anything which you think in this world it can be different? Something different. Probably 2020 can be different, but something else.
maybe I feel that people should be more compassionate to each other. It has become like what we grew up and what we are seeing now is a different society. I think people have become more self-centered. In spite of having so much technology and so much time on your hand, but we are not finding the time
For each other.
each other.
Yeah,
I
true.
think this COVID-19 will again change
Things
things,
a lot.
and then people will start rethinking, what we are missing out on.
Correct. So now any message you want to give to our friends who are watching us?
From my life experience, I feel that always have good friends.
Yes.
So good friends will always take you to places. Your success depends on the friendship you keep, because they guide you, and if you observe them correctly, get all the good qualities from them, which will help you to become a successful man in the society.
Thank you very much, Sanjay bhai, for the time you have given me.
Yeah.
Because this is the first time I'm actually doing a face-to-face, and you've been very kind enough to give me your time. So thank you so much.
It's very difficult to give interviews to people whom you know so well.
That's so true. Thank you so much for your time, and we will say bye to our viewers now.
Thank you very much for having
Watching
me.
us.